Hello and welcome back to Top 10 Places. In the mood for a little top secret trespassing? Then you've come to the right place. In today's exciting video, we're going to explore some of the most fascinating places around the world which are not open to visitors. From simple hotel rooms to massive factories and more, we're taking a look at the most secretive, intriguing places from around the world. Be sure to stick around for our number one spot, which is a museum dedicated entirely to spy and reconnaissance equipment. Before we jump into the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button down below. Your support helps us create exciting videos like this one. And don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments section. We love hearing from you. Without further ado, let's dive in. Number 10. Room 39, North Korea. Room 39 is arguably one of the most secretive organizations out there, in what is probably the most secretive state on the planet. Founded in the late 70s, Room 39 is rumored to be housed within the Workers' Party building in Pyongyang and is said to take its name from the office that it occupied at the party headquarters during its early days. While there is naturally not much official information on the room, thanks to the secrecy of the organization's activities, it's believed that Room 39 raises funds using commercial enterprises, both legal and illicit. According to some sources, the activities that Room 39 partakes in range from counterfeiting to the sale of drugs, weapons, and even gold. This network of companies, which has a presence in various parts of the world, is estimated to have been capable of contributing up to $2 billion yearly to North Korea. In fact, there's even speculation that Room 39 could be behind the sophisticated counterfeiting of the $100 super note bills that were issued over a period of decades. Needless to say, visitors are certainly not permitted to explore Room 39 headquarters. Number 9. North Sentinel, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. While the rest of the islands in this archipelago are quite well known, probably because they're somewhat larger, North Sentinel, which is filled with mangroves and surrounded by coral, has been virtually untouched by the outside world. It may sound like a vacationer's paradise, but that couldn't be further from the truth when it comes to this island. North Sentinel's geography makes it one of the world's most isolated places, but in spite of this fact, it is inhabited by one of the few remaining uncontacted human tribes. The indigenous people of North Sentinel Island, referred to as the Sentinelese, have had practically no influence from the modern world. Throughout history, encounters with the Sentinelese population have consistently been met with violence. In 2006, they struck down 2 fishermen whose boat had been dragged to their shores by a strong current. As such, there is a 3-mile restriction zone surrounding the island, preventing visitors from entering the territory. It's likely for the better. The Sentinelese are doing just fine without the modern world. Number 8. Vanguard Fort, India. Between Alway and Jaipur in the Rajasthan region of India lies the ruins of what was once a majestic kingdom. The Vanguard Fort was built by the ruler of Ambakashwaha for his youngest son more than half a millennium ago in 1573, and gradually the population of this kingdom dwindled until 1783, when a deadly famine forced the remaining villagers to flee. Local legends tell us that the reason the kingdom fell into ruin was that the fort was actually cursed. According to Times of India, Vanguard Fort is the only legally recognized haunted place in India. Thus, a government permit is required to be able to enter the fort before dawn or after sundown. Officials say that the reason why nobody is allowed within the fort when it's dark out is due to the risk of wild, nocturnal animals like tigers, as well as a lack of artificial lighting in the area. However, locals seem to think that there's something much more supernatural lurking within the walls of these ancient ruins. Not intimidated by the paranormal? Our number one spot is sure to pique your interest. Stay tuned. Number 7. North Brother Island, United States. It's no secret that New York welcomed millions of tourists each year, eager to visit every inch of the city possible. Well, except for one. Access to North Brother Island is strictly forbidden without prior authorization. Why? Because all of its buildings are in a dangerous state of deterioration. On North Brother Island, nature continues to devour the abandoned structures and ruins of what was once the city's quarantine hospital. The history of North Brother Island is a tragic one, intertwined with disease and death. First founded in 1614, the island became the site for a number of medical facilities to treat the sick and dying. In the 1880s and right into the 1940s, the site was used to quarantine those who carried highly contagious illnesses. Those who died on North Brother Island were stored in the island's morgue. From 1951 onward, North Brother Island served as a rehabilitation center for drug addicts. Just a decade later, the island was abandoned entirely and fell into the ownership of the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. These days, the site is managed as a bird sanctuary. Number 6. Diego Garcia, British Overseas Territories. Located between the Middle East, East Africa, and Southeast Asia, Diego Garcia serves as an important strategic asset for the United States Navy, which uses the region for one of its major military bases. It is also said that some of the most important floating CIA black sites could be located in this area, though this rumor has yet to be confirmed. Throughout the time of the Cold War, the United Kingdom rented the Diego Garcia Atoll to the United States for 50 years. However, the island was not yet uninhabited, so before they rented it out, the British government expelled some 2,000 Chagosians. Between 1968 and 1973, these innocent inhabitants were forcibly relocated to the Seychelles, Mauritius, and other British territories. The native islanders have been demanding their rightful return to their homes ever since, but to no avail. Diego Garcia's tenancy expired in 2016, though the United Kingdom decided to extend the contract for a further 20 years. Enjoying the video? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Number 5. The CocaCola Vault, United States. The recipe for Coca-Cola's signature drink is considered one of the most well-guarded secrets on the planet. And if you're wondering how exactly the corporate food and drink giant manages to keep the recipe so safe, well, the answer's simple. They lock it away in a massive security vault. Since the formula was first created by John Pemberton in Atlanta in 1886, it's been viciously guarded, and very few have ever been able to get their hands on it. In fact, it's so sacred to the company that of the few people who actually have access to the formula, only one is ever allowed to be in an aircraft at a time. The soft drink, as well as the company behind it, were acquired by a group of investors in 1919, led by Ernest Woodruff. From 1920 onward, the recipe was placed under lock and key at a bank in New York. In 1925, the recipe was transferred to the Trust Company Bank in Atlanta. The company decided to move the famous Coca-Cola recipe to an Atlanta museum in 2011. But while many tourists visited the facilities every year, those who are able to pass through the doors of the vault are few and far between. Number 4. Certsey Island, Iceland. The island of Certsey in Iceland is a fairly new land formation that came into being thanks to a volcanic eruption 55 years ago. This provided scientists with the exciting opportunity to study the birth and evolution of an ecosystem entirely from scratch. It is this incredible quality that makes access to Certsey Island completely restricted to the outside world. This island story begins in 1963, when a violent volcanic eruption 32 kilometers south of Iceland resulted in the formation of Certsey. Naturally, it became one of the youngest islands on the planet. Thanks to wind and water erosion, the island has been shrinking in size ever since. Research conducted by the aptly named Certsey Research Society has estimated that, with the island's current rate of erosion, Certsey could sink back to sea level by the year 2100. When it comes to the island's ecosystem, mold, fungi, and bacteria were the first to arrive. Subsequently, a range of plant and animal species made the island their home at a rapid pace. At present, it is estimated that there are around 89 bird species and 335 species of invertebrates in the area. To avoid interfering with the development of the island, only researchers are permitted to visit Certsey. Sorry everyone else. Our number 1 spot is fast approaching. Ready to find out about the most restricted place in the world? Number 3. The Whites Club, UK. Stupendously, there are still certain places in the world where access to women is strictly forbidden. Perhaps the most well-known examples of these places are gentlemen's clubs, which are still highly popular within British culture. As the name suggests, women are not permitted access to gentlemen's clubs. That right is reserved for the gentlemen who attend. Located at 37 St James Street in Piccadilly, the Whites Club was founded in 1693, and its members include senior bankers, political leaders, and even heirs to the British throne. The restriction to women at the Whites Club is so severe that the only women ever to be granted access was Queen Elizabeth herself. Thankfully, gentlemen's clubs like the Whites Club are becoming less and less popular. The membership of London's oldest and most elite gentlemen's club has been reduced to just 500, though it's said that the Whites Club bar hasn't closed for 200 years. Number 2. Doomsday Vault, Norway. If you've done any research into Doomsday preparations, then you've probably already come across Norway's Doomsday Vault. For the uninitiated, the Doomsday Vault is a seed bank located in the heart of the Arctic Svalbard archipelago and is one of the most restricted places on the planet. Just getting there is a mission on its own. The vault is a secure facility that preserves a massive range of plant seeds, nearly one of every kind of seed on the planet. The thinking behind this vault is that it will safeguard seeds in case of a global crisis, or in other words, the apocalypse. From every corner of the planet, crates of seeds are sent to Norway's Doomsday Vault for long-term storage, where they're kept in cool, dark, dry containers to preserve them for the day the world ends. The vault is only open to special guests on specific days, and the wait list is known for being incredibly chock-full. Number 1. Jiangsu National Security Education Museum, China. In 2009, China opened the doors of its National Spy Museum, called the Jiangsu National Security Education Museum. Located in Nanjing, the collection at the museum showcases the history of secret intelligence services and espionage efforts from the early days of China's Communist Party up until the late 1920s. While checking out spy cameras, weapons disguised as regular objects, or eavesdropping devices may sound like an awesome visit, the museum isn't exactly open to the public. Well, it is, but only to the Chinese public. Foreigners are completely and strictly forbidden from entering. And don't think getting souvenir images is any easier. For Chinese nationals who are allowed entry, photography is strictly prohibited. You've made it to the end of the video. Now it's time for a bonus fun fact. Area 51 is probably the most famous forbidden place out there. But did you know that Robert Lazar, a former employee at the facility, gave a radio interview detailing the activities of Area 51 in 1989? He claimed it to be a place where the extraterrestrial is studied and where alien aircrafts were housed. Which of these forbidden places would you want to visit the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a like. Until next time, bye-bye.